Hello guys, welcome back to Comic Book Cafe. This time around, we are reviewing Green Lantern Volume 5, Issue 44, which basically continues the story of how Jordan is trying to find out where all the Green Lanterns have gone to. They're obviously all disappeared. He was trying to find out what's happened to them while dealing with the fact that, of course, the gauntlet he has on is hard to control and very powerful, and he's just trying not to let loose with it. At the same time, with his run-in with the Relic of the last two issues, uh, Vertigo got hurt, and now he's got to try to get him healed, and then he's got to figure out what to do with the Trapper, which of course was the guy he captured for Virgo's, and what to do with him. So we start off with basically Hal Jordan deciding, since Virgo can't keep track of Trapper anymore because obviously he needs medical attention, he puts a band on Vertigo and himself that basically at any time if he pushes the button, he could basically, at least he threatens that he could kill the Trapper if he needs to on the Trapper, because he puts it on the Trapper, not Vertigo. And that if Hal Jordan were to get killed, stabbed, whatever, that in the back, that it would instantly, once he dies, that the Trapper would die. So it would be in the incentive of the Trapper to keep Hal Jordan alive. So now Hal Jordan's got to take care of course, Virgo. He's got to get him healed before they can continue their journey to find out what's going on. So he takes him to a spaceport, which he was to a long time ago. It used to be a very vibrant, active spaceport. And when he showed up, when he scanned the planet, he showed a lot of people active outside. Once they landed, there was nobody around, except for one little girl, which she says, "Guess, guess," and runs away, scared. He doesn't know why. And then we get to see these things underground. The menace, was it Thanagar, who say, who, I guess you find out from the doctor they end up trying to take Vertigo to, who reluctantly lets him in at first, who's ironically, that's the little girl they saw, his little girl, but eventually lets him in. If he treats him quickly and gets him off, then maybe the Thanagar won't, show up and, hurt people. And once they show up, Hal kind of confronts the doctor, this is a trap. He's like, no, the Thanagar came shut up a couple months ago. They've shut off us from communicating with anybody or destroyed basically everything where they can't communicate in any way or leave, that they're stuck there. So Hal Jordan goes out there with his gauntlet and he starts to kick butt, right? But at the same time, try not to let loose with it, because that's always the fight with it, that even though he makes the point that he's been a Green Lantern for a very long time and had a ring, this is a different power. Like, this power is so powerful, you constantly got to fight to control it, to not let loose. And he starts off kicking their butt pretty good, but ultimately one of them that has got speakers on his chest, looks like, lets off a bunch of speakers, and eventually Hal Jordan starts to pass out. And you see the Trapper come out to save him, because obviously it's the Trapper. If he dies, then the Trapper dies. The Trapper comes out to save him. And then you see Hal Jordan blank out. And the next thing you know, you see him wake up and you see Vertigo, saying, you almost died trying to save me. To Hal, he does it all the time, no big deal, and that's what he does. And he recovers, and of course the doctor, thanks him for, getting rid of, the menace, and the little girl runs up to him, guess, gives him a hug. And this was funny because right before he sees the little girl, the Trapper's outside, Hal Jordan thanks him for saving him. He goes, like I had no choice with the bracelet, kind of trying to play tough guy. And you kind of see he's not as tough as he sounds, because when Hal Jordan gives the little girl a hug, he looks away and says, "You're welcome, little girl," something that you can clearly tell, like, he's trying to play like this strong, Mr. Bad guy, Mr. Strong guy, but you can tell there's, a heart there anyway. And so they leave, and they're going to continue their journey, to find out what happened. Again, not a lot happened in this issue. This is kind of like one of those break issues before the story continues. Like, they took a break, a side journey. They did a little, you kind of get hints from the Trapper that he's not as bad as he seems with his actions, and you get to see how he used the gauntlet, obviously. So, and that they also made a point in this issue that, you know, and the Trapper asked him, why did you kill? Everybody else kills. And he goes, I think about it all the time, but no, I do not kill. And things still turned out right. So you still see, you know, Hal's moral judgment hasn't changed. He does not kill, even though he could, easily with the gauntlet. Just because everybody else is killing doesn't mean, you know, he's like, just basically makes the point of just because everybody else is killing doesn't mean, you know, I should or want to. So, again, it was a great little side story. You know, you get to learn about more about the characters. Again, I love the artwork of this book. And so that's it. That's all it was. What did you think of this issue? Did you like this, like, kind of little break issue from, you know, continuing to find out what's going on, you know, what happened to the Green Lanterns and everything else going on, to basically see, you know, kind of see, I guess, slowly somewhat a relationship building between the Trapper and Hal Jordan, where you can see maybe the Trapper may not be leaving this book, you know, after they find what happened to the Green Lanterns. Maybe he'll eventually be a Lantern. You never know. Anyway, let your guys' opinions, like always. Again, it would be good to read the Green Lantern at the very start of this story arc. But because this was kind of a stop-off issue, you really didn't need to read it. But if you want to know why, you know, Hal Jordan has a Gullen and, you know, why he's not with the Green Lanterns or that kind of stuff, it'd be better to read the past issues. Why is the Trapper with them in Vertigo and stuff like that. But anyway, love to hear your guys' opinions, whether you agree or disagree with my review. And I'll make another video soon. Later, guys.